All right, I just did a small video, short video, like 7 minutes, and I titled it "A Message to Africa." I'm not a religious person, but I'm spiritual. Been like that all my life. Slavery was abolished in 1865. My father was the youngest, or the second youngest boy, and I was born in 1964. We worked the same fields, so when I'd be out on them fields, it was a little different. I didn't get tired, really didn't get hungry. And I would talk to all the men that raised me. There was always life lessons. Everything we did, whether we was throwing hay, dropping logs, tending to the animals, they could always tell where the water was going to run, tell you where you could catch it. They could look at trees and tell you what was worth harvesting and what to leave alone. That was our community, our little village. We hunt. We were country folk. We had as much as we could have where we was at. Because if you had to go to town, could be problems. Now, I never moved anybody that was, it never moved us. We were about our community. So as I got a little bit older, and I started noticing the times and Civil War, or the Civil Rights was in 1964. Just because they, as I'll say, the civil rights was for them. Gave them the civil right to do whatever they wanted to do to us. Where we grew up, there was about 50 people who looked like me, and about 10,000 people. The town that I grew up in, after we moved out of the country to go to a better school, was a slave hub town. It was one of the slaves, Washington, Missouri. So, the mindset hadn't changed much. In Missouri, it wasn't like the big plantations. It was just one, maybe two. to a family. And they claim they treated them good. Guess that's relative. But we have fought in every war. And a few are still in chains. When we were done, so when I see the flag, I see it in the eyes of the people who raised me, the shoulders I stand on. There has never been a time in my life or the lives prior that success for us was ever a thought. Our roots have been beaten into this soil for 400 years. 400 years, these people have tried to break us, destroy us in every way imaginable. And the more they beat us, the deeper our roots went. Because they're trying to reach back home. The most that I know is that we come from West Indies, and the first slave owner that I could find that we had was Eli Halsey. So it wasn't that long ago to me, like a lot of people act, talk about life experience. In all my videos, I talk about, well, not all of them, but a lot of them. I talk about our roots and the spirits, our ancestors, and how I have knowledge that I have no idea how I know it. So regardless of the propaganda, our way of dealing with stuff over here, we're loud. We let it be known. So they portray that as complaining. So they promote all around the world that we ain't happy. When the mask you already know. They have in America, and we have in America. When they celebrate Independence Day, we were still in chains. When they celebrate Memorial Day, they don't even know why. They don't know who started it. They don't realize that the slaves, the freed slaves, dug up all of those Union soldiers, washed those bodies, and placed them in a proper grave. They don't know that. We built them a nation under the yoke in front of the lash. We built them an empire. We were the most prized commodity on this property. We were the first on Wall Street, in the stock market. All the big banks, we were collateral. When they talk about the Constitution, we wasn't involved in it. We were 3/5 of a human. They call themselves patriots, and we sign up to fight for every war, every year, under the flag of oppression. But they're more patriotic. They do their best to erase our history. But this is not a country that was an empire without us. So they like to use the N word and get real upset when you tell them they can't. So I just say we drop the N on African American. We're a $1 trillion industry, income. Just us. We're a $1 trillion economy. And I believe we should be a nation. Africa, America. Our roots run to you. The people who raised me, the men who raised me, the mother who breathes every essence of me. No price too high. I'm from a generation that knows what it was, mentored by those who lived it. We've been hunted for sport, for gain. We have been swung from trees at picnics, children taken out of school so they could see it. There's no measure that they wouldn't go to break us, to terrorize us. They take our sisters and mothers from their home for their pleasure. They did all they could. So yeah, we're kind of aggressive, kind of suspicious. Because, you know, some of them didn't want to leave old boss's place. They wear suits and all that now. But they're still the same people. And it's hard to keep the roots in when everybody's kind of got urbanized. You know what I mean? They're not in the earth. The roots are not reaching. That's just a little bit of perspective from a Africa American. There is no America without Africa. So I think that's what they should start calling themselves, Africa Americans. We built this. We're the creators. We're the builders of nations, builders of empires. Without us, they're nothing. And that same thing applies to the continent of Africa. You are the creators, the builders. They try to separate us for a reason. We have to allow our roots to touch. We ain't from the same regions. So we all gonna grow a little different. We all need a little different nutrient. But we are still a forest. This is from my mentors, my ancestors, and me. I can't speak for nobody else. I believe in Africa. I have never been there, and I still love it. Because I think I have been there through the spirits of the people who raised me. So make no mistake about it. In my eyes, this is Africa America. Ibrahim Traore, you're my president too. Rise Sahel, rise Africa, and Africa America will follow. Just a little quiet elevation. Let's elevate.